So today's the day, huh?
Yep.
It sounds like you'll be away for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto, let's go.
Right on! See ya! I'm off, Iruka-sensei! I'll pay you for the noodles when I'm rich and famous!
Naruto, go get him.
You'll see.
Hello everyone, today there will be my personal chronology of the story of how Naruto got into the most beautiful genjutsu, experienced what he dreamed of all his life. This is certainly cool, but at the same time, in the 9th Naruto movie, we got Sasuke a womanizer, a stupid Shikamaru, crazy Kakashi, Sakura wearing her grandmother's underwear, and the cause of death of Rock Lee can be called a stolen Tenten's underwear. I hope you will be able to hold back tears, because personally, I could not. Enjoy watching.
Naruto. What are you talking about? Becoming Hokage is not as easy as you think.
Just watch me, Iruka-sensei!
Where does all that confidence come from?
I'm gonna work my butt off, you'll see!
Good grief.
It all starts with the memory of Ninetales' attack on the Leaf. The plot then throws us into a timeline where 8 Akatsuki members who should be dead are actually alive fighting Konoha's shinobi. Again, the question arises, how much has the movie gone crazy? Shikamaru states that there is no point in wondering why the dead come to life and quickly thinks out of a strategy. While everyone is working on a plan, Naruto attacks Akatsuki, forcing others to rush into battle as well. The battle continued until Kakazu caught Naruto, at which point Sai freed him, forcing Akatsuki to retreat. Naruto and the rest return to the village, where most of his peers are congratulated by their parents, all of whom promise to write a letter of the recommendation to help their children become Jonins. But at the same time, only Sakura was ashamed of her parents, and she basically did not appreciate what she had. When Naruto returns home, happy families pass by, which makes him think of Minato and Kushina, and it makes him feel lonely. Later, Naruto meets with Iruka and asks him to write a letter of recommendation, but Iruka refuses, as Naruto is just a genin. Upset with his lonely life, Naruto says that no one understands him. After talking with Iruka, he meets Sakura, who ran away from home after an argument with her family. Grabbing Naruto's hand and taking him home, Sakura invites him on a date. While Sakura is complaining about her family, Tobi appears in front of them. After a little fighting, he activates a trial endless Tsukuyomi. Naruto and Sakura, absorbed by a bright flash of a light, find themselves in the same park which they were before, but only Tobi was no longer there. When they bump into their friends, including Sasuke, but with different personalities, the main joke of this world begins. Shikamaru is absolutely stupid, and don't forget about Kakashi. Faced with these personality changes, Naruto and Sakura conclude that this is a Tobi's job. In response to Sakura's strange behavior, Choji stops her by telling her that the hero's daughter shouldn't act like that, pointing the mountains of Hokages. Big surprise is that some kind of an emo Avenger named Menma is walking around the village. So, now we're being moved to the bathhouse. From the girls' side, we have Tenten, Ino, Hinata, and Sakura. Sakura is condemned by Hinata for being flat-chested, convinced her that Menma belongs only to her. Sasuke unfortunately has no change in relation to Naruto. But Neji in turn became a total pervert, using his Byakugan to spy on girls and is a brilliant idea. Although, Hinata did not appreciate his genius and got a little angry. At this time, out of nowhere, out of blue, Rock Lee falls from the sky and everyone thinks that he was spying on them. Seizing correct moment, Rock Lee manages to escape from the rage of Hinata. Naruto and Sakura follow him to defend him as they believe in him and his values. But after all they saw, they realized that he turned out to be a pervert fetishist who likes to wear his teammates' underwear. Naruto and Sakura conclude that this is Tobi's genjutsu and realize that they're in another world where Sakura's father was the 4th Hokage and Rock Lee is an immortal fetishist. When Sakura comes home, despite all oddities, she was still very happy to be able to live alone without her parents, who in her opinion constantly controlled her and disgraced her. In turn, Naruto goes home hoping to find his parents alive because they are no longer the heroes of the village.
You're my son. In this world, there is nothing more valuable to me and your mother. You are very special. And you're alive and well. You can't imagine how much joy that brings to your mother and me. Now, you've got so many people counting on you, and you're moving forward with a will of iron. And for that, I'm proud of you. But listen to me. Your fight still isn't over. I know you have many trials and tribulations ahead. As your father, it saddens me that I can't go through them at your side. But Naruto, I believe in you.
I'll never lose. I'll just keep moving forward, no matter what happens. I'll never give up. I never go back on my word. That's my ninja way. After all, I am your son, right?
Right. I'm leaving the rest up to you.
Dad!
I guess it's about time. My chakras run out.
What? You're going already?
Cheer up, son. I'll always be with you. Remember what I said. You have the will of many inside you.
Yeah.
I'll always be at your side. Always supporting you. Together, always.
Amid the excitement, he prepares to enter his house. A little later, Toby appears accompanied by Zetsu, who says that previously appeared Akatsuki members were his clones, and Toby himself, who sent Naruto and Sakura to a parallel world, created thanks to the power of the Biju, is an experiment of future infinite Tsukuyomi. Toby mentions that he does not have absolute control over his world, and therefore he comes to be Masked Man, who is still the main villain of his world, to offer him some power. Further, here we again see Sakura, who is wearing her grandmother's underwear, while someone is knocking on her window. It was Sasuke, who gives her a rose promising to love her forever. While searching for information, Sakura is praised by a villager for being the hero's daughter, but Naruto doubts she likes it. In the course of their investigation, they decide to visit Tsunade and Shizune, who have also changed dramatically. There they learn that a mischievous person is creating problems for the village, and that even in this world, Jiraya also died, but under different circumstances. After all, Naruto still meets them. The first thing Kushina does is beat his son for bad manners. Minato mentions that according to the prophecy of the Great Toad, the Masked Man will die if they find a secret scroll that Jiraiya tried to hide, at the cost of his life. Realizing that this is not quite what Naruto expected, he looks himself in the room and does not let Kushina in. Yet she confirms her authority as a mother and forces him to go to supper. At the end of the dinner, with his parents, Naruto is still determined to run away from home, ignoring Minato. But when Naruto noticed the family photo album, he was moved by what his life in the real world could be like.
Naruto, you were born as my son, and I thank you for it.
Naruto continues to ignore his parents, but the mission has already begun. Naruto separates from his team by acting on his own by attacking Gabamuta, the one who does not want to pass the scroll that old man Jiraya hid. In the process of this battle, Naruto was ready to take the blow, but Kushina rises in front of him and takes everything upon himself. Naruto is upset that these fake parents are risking their lives to protect him when they are not asked to do so. He ends up being slapped in the face by Minato, who said that it was okay to want to protect his son, and Kushina eventually hugs him gently. Tsunade receives the scroll, which mentions that according to this prophecy, it cannot be opened until the night of the Red Moon comes. Sakura complains that she has to wait to use the scroll to be opened, but Naruto doesn't seem to care much anymore, and he quickly heads home. Naruto opens the door of his house and finds himself with his parents ready for a family dinner. Meanwhile, we now see Sakura, who seems to finally get a taste of loneliness, with which Naruto was forced to live for almost 16 years. Finally, they get together to talk. Sakura asks Naruto if he really wants to come back. Now that he has finally found his happiness, Naruto begins to doubt it. After some time, out of nowhere an explosion thundered from the office of Hokage, and the masked man appeared, who decides to steal the scroll. Naruto notices that Minato first of all decides to pay attention to the protection of the scroll, and Naruto immediately realizes that's the difference between this Minato and his parents from his own real world. In his real world, Minato and Kushina entrusted him with the Nine Tails so that he could protect the village, while his parents in this world realized Naruto since childhood and did not trust their son's power. Realizing all of this, Naruto decides to help Sakura and confess to his false parents that he's not from this world, but from a world where his real parents are heroes. Naruto arrives at the place where Sakura is next to Tobi and the other one is in the mask realizes Nine Tails. During their fight, Akatsuki unexpectedly come running and rescue Naruto. It was later revealed that Akatsuki were hired by Tsunade to help Naruto. They fight the beast in disguise while Naruto tries to catch up with the masked man. Interesting. Is it just me, or are you also enjoying observing the kind of Akatsuki? In the end, the masked man finally reveals his identity to be Naruto from his world, but with Sasuke's hair. Saruto for short. Menma is too boring. Without thinking twice, Saruto turns into a fox and attacks Naruto. Kurama offers to help him by giving us the opportunity to watch an epic battle between two foxes. Till the end, Naruto still defeats his counterpart, but Madara takes control of Saruto's body, intending to steal Kurama's chakra. Naruto tries to use the scroll when the Red Moon appears, but Madara easily catches it in a genjutsu that erases all of Naruto's memory. Just as Madara is about to capture the Nine Tails, Sakura rescues him, but when Naruto woke up, he did not even know who he was. During the battle between Sakura and Madara, Naruto's eyes were fixed on a scroll that from his point of view forms a spiral, forcing him to remember Jiraya's Rasengan and the other long training sessions to learn his techniques. After he regained his memory of a little, he returns to battle rushing against Madara, imitating the well-known scene of Minato's last attack against Tobi. Tobi doesn't back down and rushes at Naruto again, but at this time, his parents save him. The crystal ball that Tobi used to create this parallel world collapses, causing him to finally retreat. Minato and Kushina see that Saruto was actually Menma from this world, the true son. In the end, the most beautiful genjutsu ends and it's time to say goodbye. Naruto says goodbye grateful that he was able to spend a day with his family that he wanted for all his childhood. We return to our world. On the way home, Sakura meets her parents who were looking for her, and for the first time, she realized what kind of happiness it is to have parents. At the same time, Naruto, without much hope, comes to his house, but unexpectedly, a familiar voice greets him.